Hey everyone, what's up? I thought I'd better go on the record, or at least record a video to put out a little bit of a PSA out there for everyone, especially for my Australian friends. If you go on over to the 96FM website, they just popped a little story up saying that if you've downloaded the Game of Thrones, you could be in a bit of trouble. It turns out HBO, obviously not keen on piracy, have been trying to combat the issue of piracy, and they've now engaged an anti-piracy partner or an investigator known as IP Echelon, and they've started sending warnings out to people who they think have been torrenting Game of Thrones. Normally, I would say, guys, do not torrent anything. If it belongs to somebody else, you really shouldn't be taking a copy of it. It's just not the right way to go, and you will possibly be caught. However, the way they're going about it seems like there's a bit of a hole in it. What they're doing is they're using IP addresses and times at when those IP addresses were active with a certain internet service provider, and they're sending out letters based on the contact details of the accounts that are using that IP address with that particular internet service provider. So right now, my IP address for my connection to the internet is a certain bunch of numbers. And if my ISP were to go back and have a look at that bunch of numbers, they will be able to tell who was logged in and using that number at that particular time, which would then trace back to me. Normally, that's fine, but when it comes to copyright violation, it's not the account or necessarily the account holder that is committing the offense. It could be somebody else using my network. It could be one of the people in my household. It could be somebody who's gained access to my network, or it could be somebody who's completely making up that number. So there's the problem. And it's actually been challenged and successfully contested before. In this story over at Torrent Freak, a judge, Magistrate Judge Stacey Beckerman in the Oregon District Court in the United States of America has recently dismissed a complaint filed by the makers of the Adam Sandler movie The Cobbler. Now, I know Adam Sandler, HBO, they're not quite the same, but they're trying to use the same way to prosecute people for the download of copyright protected material, IP addresses. Now, the judge has understood that, yes, some claim has been made and they've got a legitimate reason to be upset, but you can't really apply an IP address to an individual person. And there it is. The case was thrown out. Now, if you do receive a letter from the representatives of HBO saying cease and desist, if you are downloading it, you should stop. Secondly, get in touch with some legal advice. I'm no lawyer, but I would be pretty confident in myself to say that even though my IP address has shown up as being the offender, it's not necessarily me. Okay? IP addresses are not people. There's also, if you are concerned about being watched or having your IP address tracked, you can look at things like virtual private networks. I have got a little piece on virtual private networks and VPN services over on my website, which is easywireless.net.au, and you'll see it under the Easy Store where we've got VPN services there down the bottom. I'll put the links in the comments for this video, so you can feel free to go there and understand what VPNs do. They are ideal for security, hiding where you are, and also giving you access to services not usually available in your country in some cases. So there you go. IP addresses are not people. And I'm just going to get over here, back to this. There we go. IP addresses are not people, and there are ways for us to obfuscate our IP addresses anyway. So it's really shaky legal ground, in my opinion. Again, not a lawyer. I'm a tech guy, and that's pretty much where we sit. But yeah, don't download things, guys. It's not only illegal, it's also pretty poor form on people who are taking stuff where other people have really worked hard to produce something as wonderful as the Game of Thrones. All right, so let's do the right thing. buy it where we can and probably hold it where we can't. And let's just all be nice to each other. Until then, everyone stay safe, keep your eyes open and your heads on straight, and we should all be okay. Catch you later.